For millennia, humanity has looked up at the night sky and wondered, what is all of this? What are we? Are we alone? As our ancestors observed the heavens, their imaginations filled in the blanks, creating mythologies that placed meaning and purpose in the stars above. Today, our technology allows us to glimpse galaxies millions of light years away, peer into the early moments of the universe, and measure phenomena so alien that even a generation ago, they might have seemed like pure fantasy. But has our cosmic view really evolved beyond the primal mysteries that guided the first stargazers? Reality or projection? Consider this: every cosmic image we marvel at, from majestic spirals of galaxies to swirling nebulas, has passed through the filters of our instruments and interpretations. A telescope does not see the cosmos as it is but rather translates it, bending light, amplifying signals, and rendering distances into comprehensible forms. What we see is a process version, a translation of distant radiation into visible light, reshaped by our minds into structures and concepts we can digest. Do we know, then, what the universe actually looks like? Are we interacting with the cosmos, or are we only interacting with a complex projection created by our brains and tools? In many ways, our picture of the cosmos could be like the images seen on a cinema screen. Real, yes. But is it truly out there, or are we merely assembling shadows of what lies beyond our capacity to fully know? The limits of perception. A person standing in a field gazing at the stars sees twinkling points of light that seem timeless and eternal. A scientist, however, knows these points are actually variously sized suns, possibly dying, and separated from us by mind-bending distances. The points we see are merely the starlight reaching us after crossing the expanse of space. Some of that light comes from stars that no longer exist, they've already burned out, imploded, or exploded into supernovae. So even when we look at our present sky, we're really viewing fragments of the past. Our minds are always trying to impose a coherent whole onto these vast, empty spaces. But in doing so, how much of our cosmic understanding is just a construction of the brain? Are our perceptions mere impressions projected into the universe, like a distant echo? The nature of reality in a cosmic context. Philosophers have long pondered whether we could ever know reality as it is, independent of our perceptions. Physicists like Albert Einstein and more recent pioneers of quantum theory have added further complications. Quantum mechanics suggests that at a fundamental level, particles don't have definite states until we observe them, almost as if the universe waits for us to look before it decides what it will be. Is this an intrinsic feature of the cosmos, or is it a phenomenon only appearing to us because our minds demand structure and resolution? Furthermore, cosmology tells us that what we can detect, our observable universe, is only a tiny sliver of reality. The vast majority of the universe consists of dark matter and dark energy, components that we can't see, touch, or measure directly. The very fabric of what we call reality might, therefore, be almost entirely invisible to us. Do we see only what we expect? The human brain evolved to navigate survival-based challenges, not to probe the secrets of quantum fields or black holes. Despite the leaps in our understanding, our minds may still be trapped in frameworks that prevent us from seeing the universe as it truly is. Cognitive biases shape every observation we make. Our brains fill in gaps based on assumptions, prior experiences, and the language we use. In other words, are we seeing the cosmos, or are we seeing a cosmos filtered through our minds? In the famous double-slit experiment, particles of light behave differently depending on whether we observe them. This experiment hints at a mind-bending relationship between the observer and the observed, suggesting that our conscious observation may play an active role in shaping the physical world. Are we so certain that the universe isn't somehow shaped by the mere act of our observing it? Is it possible that the true nature of reality is something that will always elude us, not because it is unknowable, but because our minds inherently impose limits on what we can know? The cosmos, a mirror of our mind? Some thinkers propose that our understanding of the universe might be less about discovering it and more about discovering ourselves. The shapes, colors, and meanings we assign to cosmic structures may reveal more about the human mind than about the cosmos. Jungian psychologist James Hillman suggested that the universe is a kind of psychic object, one that reflects our deepest unconscious. Perhaps in the spinning galaxies and the void between stars, we are seeing a mirrored reflection of our own minds, a projection of our yearning for meaning, connection, and answers. As we continue to probe the cosmos, we find it uncannily resembles the patterns of neurons in our brains, the chaotic behaviors of subatomic particles, and the endless complexities of human consciousness. Could it be that the mystery of the cosmos is so profound because it is as close to us as our own minds? So, What is the real nature of the universe? After all these considerations, we return to our central question: what is the real nature of the cosmos, and can we ever know it? There may be aspects of reality that are simply beyond human comprehension, existing on planes or in dimensions that our minds, shaped by earthly evolution, cannot access or even imagine. The real cosmos may be something radically different from our conceptualizations, something so vast, so intricate, so outside of our framework, that it remains beyond our intellectual reach. And yet, there is beauty in this mystery. Perhaps the universe keeps some of its secrets locked away, not as a taunt but as an invitation to wonder, to explore, and to seek understanding. If everything were known, where would curiosity live? In a way, the cosmos might best be understood as a mystery that exists to be explored, pondered, and dreamed about, leaving us forever in awe, as we stand beneath a sky filled with stars. In the end, we may not be able to determine where our perception ends and the real cosmos begins. But maybe, just maybe, the universe is big enough to contain both, the reality out there and the reality within our minds, each as profound as the other.